Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for another episode of Depressed Chef. Actually, this is the first episode, and today we cooking a jackfruit pulled pork sandwich. I know a lot of you wondering why I call myself depressed. Oh, by the way, here's the ingredients you're gonna need. I know a lot of you wondering why I'm depressed, and outside the fact that I was divorced recently and overworked, underpaid, and my dog died. Anywho, we're gonna start off with an onion. Now I have a real connection with onions because they make you cry, and I've been crying a lot lately. So you want to make sure you got a good chop. You know, it doesn't really matter. Get yourself a little chop, a rough chop. You know, I just like to cut them up just as evenly as possible so it cooks evenly. So we're going to chop up some garlic now. I heard garlic's good for the heart, known as an anti-inflammatory. I wonder if it also helps with sadness. One day at a time. But garlic is good, can add a lot of flavor to your dish, and this will actually make the jackfruit that much closer to tasting like pulled pork. So go ahead and chop up some garlic and that bit of onion, and we're going to use that as a base for our pulled pork sandwich. Anyway, we're going to move on to tomatoes. Now, tomatoes are really good for you. Now, the biggest thing, you don't want to deal with a dull knife. A lot of people try to deal with dull knives, and all it does is just makes you more upset and angry, and you got to take time away to step away from the video and collect your thoughts, and that's what I was doing there for a second. You know, really the whole purpose of doing this whole thing is really just to help the depression, because eating healthier, eating better for yourself can actually help you in life. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what my therapist said. Now, I really like avocados as a topping to this dish as well, because avocados are simple. And they say the best things in life are simple, ain't that right? It must be. Boy, taxes ain't a simple thing. And we're going to move on to cucumber. Cucumber, you know, a lot of people eat pickles on their dish. Nothing wrong with some pickles, but sometimes it's a little high in sodium. So what I like to do is cut up some fresh cucumber to add to my dish. Now, we got some lettuce here we can either chop up or keep whole. And, you know, that's a hard decision sometimes, whether you want to chop it up or keep it whole, you know. And I decided to chop it up. Maybe a metaphor for my life right now. Chopped up. All right, and now we're moving on to the main part of this dish, the jackfruit. Now, I got to tell you, make sure you got the good can opener, because ain't nothing worse than dealing with a bad can opener while you depressed, I tell you what. I really tried hard to make this work simple, and it... Calm down. This is a voiceover. You recorded this. This happened 2 days ago. Anyway, what we're doing now is we're going to cut out the core of the jackfruit. You don't want to really eat that. It's a little tougher than the rest of the jackfruit. So you're going to separate that and make sure you just keep the rest of the body. You know, speaking of body, I looked at myself the other day with no shirt on and said, damn. Got to get back to the gym. We're going to go ahead and add some seasonings to the dish. Now, you could read the rest of these seasonings, but basically we got some turmeric in there, and some spices. You can check out the full recipe below in the description. All right, and finally we get into the cooking part. Now, this is the good stuff. We're going to start off with some oil, put the heat on about medium-high, get that oil popping off in there, and then we're going to go ahead and drop in our onions, cook it down until they get a little translucent. What are other things that are translucent? My pockets. We're going to mix in our garlic. All right. And go ahead and throw in your jackfruit in there, your seasoned jackfruit. We're just going to mix it in there. And now finally, my favorite barbecue sauce. You can use any barbecue sauce you like, but one of my favorites is the Carolina Gold. I found this at Trader Joe's. Very delicious, but got to make sure you get it all out the bottle. And then we're also going to add our stock. What I use is vegetable stock because we're trying to keep this more of a vegan dish or a vegetable dish, if vegetarian dish. Got to get my thoughts together. I just want to remind y'all it's not a good idea to hold your hands on a pot, especially when it gets extremely hot like that, because it might burn yourself. We're going to get right back into it, stirring it up. Now, we had about 10 minutes that's passed now. We're going to hold this on the stove for about 20 minutes. Again, I'm trying to get the rest of that good barbecue sauce out that bottle. I remind y'all can burn yourself sometimes because you hold on too long. And when you hold on too long in life, sometimes it doesn't work out. And I think me and my relationship, we tried really hard to hold on, and it just didn't work out. And sometimes that happens. All right, so we're gonna go ahead to shredding the jackfruit. And that's what it kind of looks like. You see, it's starting to get more of that jackfruit flavor in there now. And that's really what you're going for. And now we are topping our sandwich. Now look at that deliciousness. Don't that look good? It looked better than everything that's going on in my life right now. Let me tell you that. You gotta try to be happy, y'all. You got to try to be happy. We're gonna go ahead and lay our tomato down, our cucumbers. Ooh, delicious. Ain't that starting to look good? Add some of our chopped salad now. I call it salad, but it's really just lettuce. And finally, we're gonna add our delicious avocado. Now, what I like to do is season the avocado. You know, you want to sprinkle just a tad bit of salt and pepper on there. And that just adds to the delicious flavor of this dish. I just want to thank y'all for joining me for this episode of Depressed Chef. Every week, I'm trying to just, enhance myself, better my life, because it's rough out here, and I think the best way to solve these issues is through a diet, through good eating. And if you're doing, vegan or vegetarian, the food you eat don't have to be bad tasting. Now, it can taste real good, and I guarantee you try this sandwich, you might think about going vegan or vegetarian. And, it's just eating meals like this from time to time that make life that much better. Anyway, I'm the Depressed Chef. I'll see y'all next time. That was tough, boy. Oh, we still recording. Let me go ahead and stop this.
Oh, hey everyone. Make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, go to our website if you want more exclusive content. Subscribe there, get some new shows, get some new things, support our Patreon. You donate to us, we grow bigger. Hey, follow us on social media, please. Please, man, I know y'all got social media. Follow me. Every day I update you on some cool things. All right. I'll take this off now. I just put this on for y'all, honestly. I was wearing a robe before. Hello? Hey, what's up, bro? Hold on. Hey, what you calling me from, a cordless phone? I didn't know they still made those things. Sound like you gotta spin it to dial it. Anyway, bro, flip your phone and call me back when you get another one. Holla.